picks off against the Giants, it'll be first down and 20. Joe Morris, single setback. Then wide open is Johnson. Johnson inside the Cowboys' 30-yard line. First down, Giants. The Cowboys are going to have to put more pressure on Phil here. If you give Sims this much time, he'll pick you apart.
Well, you talk about pressure on Phil Sims. One of the reasons they may not be getting it is Ed Too Tall Jones has taken himself out of the game. He seemed to have a problem with his neck.
Kevin Brooks, the rookie from Michigan, is in there at number 99. They work on Jones on the sideline. First down and 10. The ball inside the 30. Here comes the blitz, and this is Joe Morris. Joe Morris just carrying Randy White, and that's a tough load to handle, but he carries him for a few yards. He'll get 7 out of that. Good effort by Joe Morris. Giants really did come out stoked up here in the second half. O.J. mentioned it right at the top of the action, and it's continued that way. And the crowd is helping. They're really into this. Second down, 3. Ball at the Cowboys, 22-yard line. Carpenter struggles for first down yardage. Down close to the 18-yard line. And they went directly toward the Ed Jones area. Too Tall Jones is not in the game. Well, now he's back in the game. Just came back in. And they're taking Kevin Brooks out, but I like that call. When you come in with the backup player, go ahead and run the ball at him. They marked it just inside the 18-yard line. Carpenter, Adams are the setbacks. Manuel, Johnson, the wide receivers. Hasselbeck is the big tight end. First and 10. Sam fires a shot as Hasselbeck. And Hasselbeck struggles down close to the 6-yard line. This was a man who has been around a little bit. Played up in New England, went out with the Raiders. He was here with the Giants earlier this year. They cut him. Then when they lost Zeke Mowatt to an injury in preseason, they brought him back. He's just made a first down for the Giants, and now the flag is down. They'll bring it back. Well, I hope they remember this play because he was so wide open. Had he been able to keep his feet, it have scored.
Holding offense number 65. First down.
Bart Oates, the center. And a lot of holding calls in the middle of the line when Randy White was prowling around in there. So a first down at the 6-yard line is negated with that holding call. It'll be first down at 20 out of the 22. Carpenter struggling ahead to about the 24-yard line. Gain of 4. It'll be second down and 15. I'm really surprised we haven't seen more of George Adams and Maurice Parsons tonight. Carpenter hasn't been playing lately. I would have figured the other two guys would be in the game. Time ticking away, midway through the third quarter. Cowboys leading the Giants 14-12. Both teams 9-7 a year ago. Giants going to the playoffs in the tie-breaking procedure. As you can see, the Giants have called timeout. Bill Sims wanted to talk it over with head coach Bill Parcells. We'll be back.
The Achievers, those who face adversity and refuse to fail, brought to you by the U.S. Army.
You don't get many breaks in the NFL or in anything you do.
One training camp mistake and your career can be over.
Hell, it's professional football. Yeah, you chase.
Everson Walls survived that one mistake and became an all-pro cornerback with the Dallas Cowboys.
I'll tell you one thing, and I've said it before, you have to believe that you can do it.
7:04 remaining in the third quarter, and the Giants trailing the Dallas Cowboys 14-12. Bill Sims back in the huddle. Giants looking at a second down and 15. Sims, 11 of 18, 242 yards. Danny White also having a great night for the Cowboys. Cowboys moving the ball up and down the field in the first half, but they could only manage 14 points, and the Giants were right in it. Second and 15. That was Adams, and Randy White reading it all the way, makes the stop. A gain of maybe a yard. It'll be third down, 14. Not an enviable position against this defense. Here's Randy White in isolation. He's a great player when someone's trying to block him, but when no one is blocking him at all, well, you see what happened. They didn't have a man assigned to him that time. Oh, well, that looked funny in the movies on Tuesday. Third down, 15. Johnson goes to the right. Out to the left is Manuel. McConkey's also in there. From the shotgun, a little rolling pocket. Right time for Sims. And he holds on in the end zone. Lionel Manuel once again. Great concentration. A few moments ago, he caught a 51-yard touchdown. This is 23, and the Giants are on top. Mentioned at the start of the telecast, this is the receiver they really are so high on with the Giants. Not blazing speed, but great cuts and great concentration, and this is a great example of it. Good poise by Sims once again. A little floating pocket to buy time for Sims, and great concentration by Manuel. Sometimes you get a good bounce in this game, and Manuel just got a good bounce. That ball was tipped before it got to him. Atkinson missed the conversion a few moments ago. This time he splits the uprights. And here he is, second year out of Pacific. Not all that fast, but makes the good moves. And great concentration, taking that tip ball for the touchdown. Lionel Manuel has 123 yards on 5 receptions, and what great concentration a moment ago. That ball was tipped by Dexter Clinkscale, and Manuel kept his eyes on it, was able to handle it for a 23-yard touchdown. Atkinson to kick away. Robert Levette from the 10-yard line. And this Giant team came out fired up from halftime, and now there has been some heavy hitting going on. Let's take a look at the replay. You'll see the Sims had a lot of poise, a lot of pressure. He delivers it. Clinkscale right here will tip it. That's Clinkscale, who had really put down Phil Sims during the week. As you can see, Manuel with great concentration holds on, but said some really rather unkind things about Phil Sims this past week in a press conference earlier in the week. And a lot of other things. Clinkscale saying that he couldn't understand why the Giants couldn't understand why the Dallas Cowboys were America's team. Dallas first down and 10. Ball at the 25-yard line. Who's having a big night. Gets it off to Cornwell. And Cornwell has first down yardage out to the 40-yard line. Gary Reeves defensively there for the Giants.
No secret why the Giants are pumped up this half. In the first half, Dallas went up and down the football field. They should be up by 3 or 4 touchdowns. Giants go in the locker room. They say, hey, we're only down by 8 points.
That's right. The offense of the Giants knew that they weren't getting the job done, and they really came out pumped up. Meantime, turnovers play a major part in these football games. Danny White's now throwing 3 interceptions. He's only had 4 for the first 4 games coming into this game. He's also thrown for over 245 yards, a couple of touchdowns. It's been an aerial game tonight. Both quarterbacks having big nights. This is John Williams. That one designed to get inside. Williams looked outside. A couple of stutter steps, and he'll pick up 3 out of it. You know, we mentioned that Phil Sims likes to go downtown with his passes. His completion average is well over 20 yards per completion at this point. It'll be second down and 6 as they mark the ball out over the 43-yard line. Less than 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Hill up at the top of your screen. Renfro split to the right. Danny White will go up top again. And it's Tony Hill. The blitz was on. Individual coverage, and Hill working against Perry Williams will get a Dallas first down inside the 45-yard line of the Giants. Good collaboration here between Hill and quarterback Danny White. Giants in a blitz situation. It gave Tony Hill a man-for-man position on Perry Williams, both of them reading it, and they get the first down at the Giants 45. Carl Poe, the rookie from Alabama State, and a wide receiver now for the Cowboys. He wears number 81. A lot of speed. Danny White, he's going to try to get it to Poe. And it's picked off. That's Terry Kennard. Danny White's 4th interception. breathing room for Kennard. He stays on his feet out to the 30-yard line, and now listen to this crowd. Kennard could have stayed in the end zone. He elected to bring it out. They had a 27-yard return. The Giants get it back. 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Obviously a bad choice by Danny White. The Giants were playing a zone coverage that time. He had very little chance of completing that pass. They were in a 3-deep zone.
Joe Morris. Once again, Randy White drags him down from behind. And there's Terry Kennard, a #1 draft pick 3 years ago out of Clemson. And one of the fine, rapidly developing safeties in this game.
See, Joe, here's why I think there was a controversy between Holger Boom and White, because Gary had such a strong arm, he may have gotten that ball there a lot sooner than Danny. Danny sort of hung it up there.
You're right. If that had been a good pass longer to the outside, it could have been a touchdown. But it was still a bad read. They had a 3-deep zone.
Terry Kennard making a career out of interceptions against Dallas. 5 of his 7 interceptions of his career against the Cowboys. 2nd and 10, pressure on Sims. He has time, and this time he just throws it over both Ron's fellows and wide receiver Bobby Johnson. Phil Sims really grew up a year ago. He had been injured for so much of his career, a #1 draft pick back in 1979. He had missed almost 2.5 years. When he got to a healthy season a year ago, he learned when to throw it away. He learned when to buy the time. And he passed for over 4,000 yards a year ago, the first Giant ever to do that. And look at that tonight, what he's averaging per completion against what he did a year ago, and then what was a great season. It's 3rd down and 10. Full blitz is on. They read it beautifully. To George Adams. They won't catch it. It was a great read by Sims. And the rookie #1 draft pick from Kentucky was in perfect harmony with him. 70-yard touchdown.
The man that was to cover Adams thought he was going to get blocked. Adams just slipped out there at the top of the screen. He's wide open. Normally in a safety blitz or an all-out blitz, Adams would stay in and block. The Dallas Cowboys thought he would that time, but he fooled him. He just slipped right out of the backfield, and no one was on him.
The youngster's first NFL touchdown. He fumbled in the opening season game against Philadelphia inside the 5. He fumbled last week against Philadelphia inside the 5. He has just vindicated himself in front of 76,000 Giants fans. Atkinson through the uprights. Dallas had it so easy through the first half. They are in deep trouble here in the 3rd quarter.
Every now and then you'll come across a road like this. That's when more...
Hard for a touchdown, the #1 draft pick out of Kentucky. Had a great career at Kentucky. Did so many things. Over 4,200 all-purpose yards. Nearly 3,000 yards rushing. He had 83 career receptions, and you just saw him read it beautifully. A full all-out blitz from their 4-0 defense on the part of the Cowboys. Sims and Adams in perfect harmony. Atkinson hits it. This will be Robert Levette. And Levette, again, a fine return out to the 35-yard line where the Dallas Cowboys are going to be trying to get their act together. And we're going to remind you, once again, live at 3:30 Eastern from State College, Pennsylvania, this Saturday. CFA College football, unbeaten, national powers getting it on. It'll be 7th-ranked Penn State. They go against Alabama, both of them undefeated. The coverage will begin at 3:30 Eastern at CFA College football here on ABC. Roll Tide. Ray Perkins. And it was Ray Perkins who left here in 1982 that gave Bill Parcells his first head coaching job. He's watching his Giants against the Cowboys tonight as we watch Tony Dorsett. 2-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
If you look to the left side of your screen, you'll see the safeties blitzing. They forgot about our man Adams right here. He's ordinarily going to block one of those 2 men that you saw blitzing, but he just slipped right out of the backfield, and he and Phil, as Frank said, were in perfect harmony.
And if there's a question to be asked is, why would Dallas go into such a do-or-die blitz on 3rd and 10 like that?
They've been doing it all season. I think they probably are remembering the films from Houston. 12 sacks of Warren Moon. The Giants are picking them up tonight on the blitz. 2nd and 7. Dorsett. Down the sidelines go Dorsett. And he's inside the 40. When he turns the corner, it is amazing the acceleration. Cowboy first down inside the 39-yard line of the Giants on a 24-yard Dorsett pickup. James Jones just did a terrific job in blocking Byron Hunt.
Tony did a nice job of picking his way. I think the play was really designed to go inside more, and Tony just uses what he has more than just about anybody else, speed. When he gets outside and he gets a nice gain out of it.
67 tough yards for Dorsett. We hope you're enjoying this game. Seesaw, back, and forth. Dorsett now needs 50 yards to reach the magical 10,000. Only 6 to become the 6th player ever to do it. On first down, Danny White with a lot of time. Tony Hill, no, he didn't get him down. And he knew that he didn't. He will not argue. Well, the pass looked like it slipped out of Danny's hand a little bit. It was wobbling to the outside, and Tony just couldn't get that right foot down. Tom Landry on the sidelines gives the play to Gary Hogaboom. He flashes it in. Danny White takes a look at it, and there he is. What a remarkable record in his 26th year. 19 consecutive winning seasons, 17 times in the playoffs, 9 times in a row from 75 to 83. 5 Super Bowls, a record 5 Super Bowls with 2 victories. Truly a tremendous career. 2nd down and 10. That's Jones in motion. White with a perfect shot to Renfro. He's inside the Giants 25 with another Dallas first down.
So what do you do here? Now, here's where the Cowboys' troubles begin. Every time they get inside the 30-yard line, they tend to bog down. So, I mean, what do you do?
Well, keep doing with the things that got him here. Heck, they've been moving the ball. Early in the 3rd quarter, here's the only time the Giants have stopped them.
But the first half, every time they got down here, they got nothing out of it.
Well, I'd let Danny scramble around a little bit and buy some more time and find an open receiver. Renfro with the first down on his 9th reception of the night. That's a career high for Renfro. And 118 yards is a career high for Renfro. Explosive offense here tonight.
Renfro.
Pressure on White. He gets it off.
Yes.
James Jones, or brother Renfro. That flag is down. So much for your low-scoring game. Just talking about Renfro, he is rewriting his own personal record book by a wide margin.
Pass interference, defense, number 23. A penalty is
Against Perry Williams, he's trying to stay with Renfro.
Renfro had one-on-one coverage. He got inside of Perry right away, and then he just did a nice job of adjusting to the ball and using his body.
I would say that's interference. The fact that Renfro concentrated on it, held on to the football.
A little right arm motion there.
Danny did a heck of a job getting him the ball. Jim Burt came clean kind of late, nearly got to Danny. Good football game, back and forth. 2 bitter rivals in the NFC East. Septien for the conversion. We have a 21-26 game with Mike Renfro having a tremendous night. Phil Simms of the Giants having a big night. And, of course, the wide receiver for the Giants, Lionel Manuel, also having a great night. And we hope his father, Ray, is looking on tonight. He used to wear number 26 for the Cleveland Browns years ago. Later coached with the Dallas Cowboys. And this youngster, before growing up and becoming an outstanding receiver with TCU, was a ball boy with the Dallas Cowboys.
Roy Green was the most valuable player in football. He was the one player he wanted most in the league.
He is really special. And started out as a defensive back. Played a couple of years as a defensive back and a wide receiver. Septien hits it. It's in McConkey. McConkey out over the 30-yard line to the 32, and it looks like his Cowboy team has been fired up a little bit. And that was a bad kickoff. You don't want to kick a line drive directly to a return man.
Well, the Giants have, again, good field position out over their 30-yard line. 1:40 remaining in the third quarter, and we have a 5-point difference with the Giants leading 26-21. Dallas really dominated the first half. Much of that yardage coming in the first half on the part of Dallas. The Giants have exploded here in the second half. The last 3 possessions for the Giants have resulted in touchdowns. This drive will begin from their 32. Wide open is Josh, and in and out of the hands.
Well, it was a good read on Phil's part. They played a strong side zone. He had one-on-one over here with Fellows, and he just missed him. It was a good read, a bad pass.
Mike Renfro once again had so many fine years with Houston. The Cowboys got him a year ago. He had 160 receptions, as a matter of fact. In 6 years with Houston, they got him in a trade with Butch Johnson a year ago. Second down and 10. Sims. Manuel does not stay in bounds, working against linebacker Mike Hagman. It'll be third down and 10.
It's going to be interesting now. They're going to that 4-0 defense of Dallas's 4 down linemen and 7 defensive backs. It's going to be interesting to see just how many of those defensive backs they blitz on this play.
In comes Tony Galbraith. We have talked about him tonight. He has not had a reception, but he's very good working out of the backfield. Giants use him much as the Cowboys used to use Preston Pearson. Sims. And picked off. Dennis Thurman, his 4th interception. He's sort of a coach in that secondary back there, helping out the defensive backfield coach Dean Stallings. And they have come up with a new nickname for this secondary. They call him Thurman's Thieves. And this time, Dennis Thurman led by example. Poorly thrown football.
Well, if you look at Phil McConkey, the receiver, the intended receiver here, he'll fall down. He loses his footing, and he leaves Thurman as the intended receiver. You see McConkey fall. And this is a bad break for the Giants, a good break for Thurman. Good catch, Thurman, by the way.
And those big linemen flashing in front of the quarterback. He's trying to read between them. He never saw the receiver go down, and he hits Dennis Thurman. And the Cowboys get the turnover at midfield. 1:24 remaining in the third quarter. Cowboys are trailing by 5. Dorsett. Strong, hard running inside the 35 of the Giants. He'll have another Dallas first down. Hope you're enjoying the game. Frank Gifford along with Joe Namath, O.J. Simpson. Seesaw battle back and forth between 2 NFC rivals. Both of them tied for the lead in the NFC East along with the St. Louis Cardinals. Cowboys got the scoring underway with a touchdown pass to Tony Hill. Then they dominated the first half, but they only were able to put up 14 points. And at halftime it was 14-6. The Giants came out 3 consecutive possessions, 3 touchdowns to make it 26-14. Then Danny White hit Mike Renfro with another touchdown to make it to 26-21. The Giants, and that's where we are now. First down and 10. Here's Dorsett again. And Dorsett now running smartly inside the 30 to the 29. Pickup of 6.
Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Tony, I'm surprised he hasn't broken one yet. He almost broke that last one. Maybe he's getting a little winded. I don't think he's had this much work in a while. Even though he had 159 yards last week, but that was in 23 carries.
I mentioned 2 weeks ago he came out of the Cleveland game, and the diagnosis was a fractured transverse process. A little bone in the back was off one of the vertebrae. He's wearing a heavy pad on his back to protect that. Second down and 4 as the final seconds of the third quarter expire. Tony Hill is wide open. Bottom of the ball for a moment. The ball is loose. No. That ball was in offensive possession. It goes out of bounds. Kenny Hill did not have it in his hand. That was a good call.
Yes, it was. Tony was trying to lateral the ball to Doug Cosby. A little panic on Tony's part.
Time has expired in the third quarter. Now look at it again. Tony Hill, I think you're right, O.J., was trying to, he bobbled the ball to begin with. Now he tries to get it to Cosby. Well, I don't know whether he did or not. But in any event, Kenny Hill had to have possession of that ball inbounds, and he was never in possession. So Dallas will retain the football. We'll be back with fourth quarter action in a moment. Action a moment ago, that fumble by Tony Hill. Kenny Hill struggling to get the ball. He has to have it in full possession. You're going to look at it in slow motion. Then we're going to show you at the speed with which the official had to make a decision whether he had possession, and we're going to show it to you right after this play. The Cowboys first down and 10. Begin the fourth quarter. Ball is at the 22-yard line of the Giants. Dorsett. And Dorsett inside the 20-yard line to the 19-yard line. Marshall on the stop. It'll be 2nd and 8. Now we're going to show you this at the speed with which the official had to make the decision. Did Kenny Hill have possession or did he not? It's a little different, isn't it? Just a little different. So sometimes when you're throwing your shoe at your TV set, you figure that zebra didn't have a clue as to what happened. But keep in mind, if you watch it in slow motion, it's a little different than what he has to consider. 2nd down and a long 8. The ball inside the 19-yard line. Danny White, Tony Dorsett. And Dorsett, good open field tackle by Lawrence Taylor, but not until Dorsett had moved down close to the 11-yard line. What appears to be first down yardage for Dallas. Yes, it is. These were the numbers at halftime. And once again, as you can see, Dallas, the dominant team, now will wipe out the first half, move through the third quarter. The Giants had almost drawn even in 3 consecutive possessions. They scored touchdowns. And Cowboys, of course, with the 4 turnovers, the Giants have had 2. First down and 10. The ball near the 10-yard line of the Giants. Cowboys trailing by 5. Dorsett looking, trying to find some kind of an avenue, some little gap. Nothing happening. Harry Carson made the stop as the Cowboys defense strung it out once again. Giants defense, brother, and that's what they have been doing. We watched it early in the first half. They were really tough on Dorsett, and as O.J. has said over and over, when you have a Dorsett, you keep giving it to him often enough, he is going to find one of those gaps and explode.
He certainly has come close tonight. I'm surprised he hasn't broken one yet.
2nd and 10. That's Cosby in motion. That's Cosby. Good hands on the part of Cosby, and nailed and drilled out of bounds by Patterson at the 5-yard line. Take a look at it from the field angle. Good concentration on the part of Cosby. Patterson a little slow getting there.
Well, Elvis had to run around almost a pick situation there, like a basketball pick. It took Elvis a little deeper to get out of the wide receiver's way that was coming across the field, and that was just enough to give Cosby the room.
3rd down and 5. The Cowboys could get a first down inside the 1-yard line. Giants crowd getting into this once again. Tony White hangs it up high. That was Perry Williams against Tony Hill. Tony Hill, I'm sure, looking for a flag as Perry Williams was right into him. The blitz was on. Danny White reading it, tried to hang it up for Tony Hill. There's Williams right at the line of scrimmage. He can bump him in there for 5 yards. Now he just sprints stride for stride. Maybe got a little arm into that back, but they are not calling so many of these plays this year. Septien for the field goal. This to bring the Cowboys to within 2. 23-yard attempt. Very close call against Perry Williams. It did not draw the flag, and the Cowboys settle for 3 points. And we have a 2-point game. The Giants leading the Cowboys 26-24. Jess Atkinson filling in for an injured Ali Haji-Sheikh has to be thinking about that misconversion. Giants' first touchdown here in the second half. He hammered one into the crossbar. Otherwise, the score would be 27-24. So a field goal by the Cowboys could put them in front. Bill McConkey is deep. Septien to kick off for the Cowboys. He bobbles the ball at the 5-yard line. He'll have to bring it out. And he is upended at the 6-yard line. The Giants starting deep in their own territory, and you might suspect it. NFC Pro Bowler Bill Bates down there, special teams Pro Bowler of the year. It's at their own 6-yard line. A bobble ball by McConkey has set them back deep in their own territory. This is their worst starting field position of the night. Morris. Good running by Joe Morris. Morris, he's out over the 15-yard line. Short of the first down by a yard. Jeff Rohr and Flinkscale made the stop for Dallas.
You can't say enough about Joe Morris. He's a tough little back, and even though I'm against rotating backs, the Giants, they do it because a guy like Morris will get tired. He's accustomed to carrying the ball about 18 times. Any more than that, he wears down a little bit.
At 5'7", 190, 195 pounds, he is one tough little cookie. He does also take quite a pounding. Morris again. Tries to surge for the first down. He will not make it. It'll be 3rd down and 1. Tough running over that left side against Randy White. Tough running over the right side against Ed Jones and John Dutton.
We have two very good football teams playing here tonight. You know, you wonder why these teams could move the ball up and down the field sometimes and then stop them cold. Heck, these are two real good football teams, and each team's going to make the play now and then.
They gave him a lot on that surge, and they're going to bring the 6 out and make the measurement. I didn't think he had it. And he will be short. So it'll be 3rd down and that much. And decision time for Bill Parcells. Cowboys second against the rush in the NFC. Tough against the run when they know you have to come with it.
Yeah. Don't give them the time to penetrate. You got a 6'3" quarterback. Just quarterback sneakers.
Wouldn't you love to see a little play action and a little tink? Maybe to McConkey. Extra effort on Morris, and he'll have the first down.
He lucked out on that one because the Cowboys did a good job of getting penetration, but Morris with that low center of balance there just spun around and got the first down.
Well, I don't know. Now they have marked it out over the 16-yard line. We're going to have another measurement.
A little more penetration than we thought.
This one will be close once again. Giants feel fairly certain they do have it. Cowboys want to see for sure. First down, Giants. 12 minutes remaining in the game. Giants over the Cowboys, 26-24. Cowboys have dominated the Giants over the years. This series that dates all the way back to 1960 when it all began, particularly during the decade of the 70s. The Giants beat the Cowboys twice a year ago. That's Morris once again. It's a yard, and that's it. Hagman and Lockhart defensively there for the Cowboys. Interesting left side of that line defensively for the Cowboys. Mike Hagman and Ed Jones were teammates back at Tennessee State a decade ago. They've been playing together for 13 years. Big number 72 and number 58, Mike Hagman. 2nd down and 9. Sims having a big night. Over 330 yards. 13 of 24. Has the time and he throws underneath. And it's Manuel. But only a pickup of about 6 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 3. What a night this youngster has had. You weren't with us earlier. 51-yard touchdown to open the scoring in the second half. A few moments later, a 23-yard touchdown on a pass that was tipped by Dexter Clinkscale, and Manuel kept his concentration. And the Giants will work from the shotgun on 3rd and 3. Tim, the ball is loose. And Jeffcoat might have it. Had the whistle blown, Ed Jones will get the sack. Jeffcoat is underneath, and I think he has the football. Randy White is also there. It was Ed Jones who jarred it loose. And Jeffcoat comes up with the recovery. Sims trying to get the ball downfield. Nothing happening. That's Jeffcoat 77. Here comes Too Tall. Ball is stripped. Jeffcoat dives in there along with Randy White, and Jeffcoat gets the recovery. First down, Dallas. They're at the 16-yard line of the Giants. Seesaw game. We hope you're enjoying it like we're enjoying it. Cowboys and the Giants. On first down, John Williams. Williams inside the 15-yard line to the 13-yard line. A gain of a couple. It'll be second down and 8. Williams, of course, the USF feller that was with Michigan and then later Oakland, had 96 yards in the recent USFL championship game for Oakland. Out of Wisconsin. They marked the ball right at the 13, so it'll be second down and 7. That's the time remaining in the game. Inside once again to Williams, and he is met by Jim Burke, the nose tackle. There will be no gain.
They've run that play 3 times. Evidently, they saw something in the Giants' film during the week that they thought that play would work, and this is the 3rd time they've run it, and I don't think they've gotten more than 3 yards on it each time they've run it.
I was going to suggest they go back and look at that film again. Williams has been hammered each time he's tried to bring it inside. 3rd down and 7. Seconds ticking off the clock. We're in single digits now. 9:05, and she's moving. 2-point difference. Giants leading 26-24. 30-second clock is moving too. Had to hurry to get it off. Trying to get deep. Trying to get the ball. Tony Hill. And I think that Randy White probably was a little bit upset, Joe. You picked up that 30-second clock, and he had to really hurry it. And everyone was hurried on the play, and the timing was thrown completely off. And Septien will come on 4th down. I really believe that was the reason for that misfire. He and the receiver were on different pages. Danny was concerned with that 30-second clock, and the concentration just wasn't there. The missed conversion on the first touchdown here in the second half of the Giants by young Jess Atkinson. Well, he's thinking about it right now. As Septien can put the Cowboys ahead. 29-yard attempt. And Dallas takes the lead once again. There's Atkinson. He was the one who missed the conversion. Hit the crossbars. And the Cowboys take the lead by 1. They dominated in the first half. The Giants came out and scored in their first 3 possessions of the second half. But they missed a conversion. A ball hitting the upright. And that was the difference. Otherwise, we'd have a tied game. But right now, the Cowboys lead at 27-26. Septien set to kick off. McConkey is deep for the Giants.
And that's what put the Giants in the hole last time, was that fumble by McConkey down there. He only got it out to the 6-yard line. Of course, the other fumble set up the score. Septien hits it. Oh. This will be Kenny Hill. And Kenny Hill over the 20-yard line, where it'll be first down Giants. We talked earlier about Eddie Robinson of Grambling Weekend Report.
44 on the return. First down.
We'll have that story and more later tonight on the ABC News Weekend Report. And it's going to be very interesting. What are we going to do? I guess we're broke. Giants back deep in their territory once again, inside the 9-yard line. Lots of time. There's Rob Carpenter. Carpenter stays on his feet. He's out over the 30-yard line, and Phil Sims, I mean, he could have written a letter back there.
He could have, because Dallas was playing run defense that time. They really didn't expect him to throw the drop back pass backed up that close to his end zone. That's why he had so much time. They had watched him close everything down into the middle, and it just became a big stack right in the middle. They're all piled up. Finally, nothing doing downfield. He finds Carpenter. Carpenter gets the first down out to the 32-yard line, where it's 1st and 10 for Phil Sims and the Giants.
Sims finally has to release it. Manuel was well covered, and he puts it out of bounds. And we mentioned Eddie Robinson's great feat.
But they tell me they got it on film.
Second down and 10. Morris, you could hear it all the way up here as Morris is banged after a 2-yard pickup. Randy White and Gene Lockhart out there defensively for the Cowboys.
Did the boys call Jason Juice Jr., the young Juice, or what?
I'm trying to get him to call him Orenthal Jr., but he doesn't like that.
Third down and 7. Sims 15 of 27, over 360 yards, 3 touchdowns. He has 1 interception. Blitz is on. They're all coming. McCarthy's there. And McCarthy, again, with a great catch. He holds on just as he's hammered. He was hit hard by Dennis Furman and Michael Downs. He comes down with the ball. First down, Giants at the 37-yard line of Dallas. And again, Sims knew the blitz was coming. A lot of poise. Coming from his right side. He could see it, he could feel it, and he held on and got the ball to McConkey.
Sims made quite a catch himself on that snap, I might add. High and away to the right side.
A seesaw football game. Back and forth. Cowboys dominating in the first half. Losing it in the third quarter. Regaining it in the fourth quarter. Now the Giants are on the move. Morris saw an opening and tried to get through it. And Lockhart was there to hold him at the 29-yard line. But he picks up 7.
Maurice Carson certainly threw a good block out there on Dexter Clinkscale.
Second down and 7. 6 minutes and 11 seconds, and the clock ticking away. Second down and 3. Morris, Carson remain the setback. And they'll have to get something happening. They're down to 3 seconds on the 30-second clock. They get the snap off, but again, everything is out of sync when you're rushing it. And down goes Morris right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be third down and 3.
I was a little surprised to see that Sims didn't audibilize for number 87, Byron Williams. He was one-on-one at the top with Ron Fellows, and he had over half the field to work with.
Mention that Atkinson, young Jess Atkinson, filling in for the injured Ali Haji Sheik, missed that conversion, the first touchdown here in the second half for the Giants. He probably is getting just a little fluttery on the sideline. They fail here for the first down attempt, or don't turn it over. He'll be on deck. And it will be fourth down, and I'm sure we'll see Atkinson. Sims unhappy either with the pattern or with his own effort. And here comes Atkinson, the rookie from Maryland. The senior had a remarkable 17 of 20. His career best at college was 50 yards. We mentioned last week he made one from 49 yards against Philadelphia, but he missed a crucial 23-yarder that would have kept that game out of overtime. The Giants, however, did go on to win it in overtime. This will be a 47-yard attempt. Jeff Rutledge is the holder. Bart Oates will provide the snap. Yes. A new hero. You miss a conversion, you come right back and hit one from 47 yards out with 4:57 remaining to take the lead for the Giants. They'll love you for that. Once again by 2 deep for the Dallas Cowboys. Robert Levette, the rookie from Georgia Tech, and John Williams set to kick off. Jess Atkinson, who had just put the Giants ahead with a 47-yard field goal. Hooks it, it's high, and this will be Levette from the 10-yard line. And Levette with a fine run out over the 30-yard line, and we'll see the offensive unit now again of the Cowboys. And let's go back a moment ago. Here's Atkinson. This is just before closes his eyes. This is before the kick. Checks it out. And the rookie from Maryland watches it, and he knew right there. It had just the right amount of hook. It started out over the right upright and split the upright right in the middle. and 10, Dallas at the 31-yard line. Danny White, Tony Hill, good concentration and a good pass by Danny White. First down, Dallas. They're out at the 47-yard line of the Giants.
In the first half, Dallas had a lot of success throwing the ball on first down. They sort of got away from that coming into the second half, and they've gone back to it, and it looks as if it's going to be successful for them. They continue to do it.
At the 47-yard line. First down, Dallas. Tony Hill now has 8 receptions for 108 yards. Mike Renfro is over 100 yards for Dallas. A lot of offense here tonight. And a tough, hard-hitting game. Dorsett. Giants stringing out once again. Tripped up, hustling out there, Leonard Marshall, who is rapidly turning into a 5 defensive end. Casey Merrill came into camp after holding out just this past week. He has not been activated. But while Casey Merrill, a good pass rusher, was in a holdout position, Leonard Marshall, a third-year man from LSU, has developed into not only a good defensive end against the run, but a pretty good pass rusher. As a matter of fact, he's leading the league was leading the league after 4 games with 7.5. He's had 1 sack here tonight. The loss, a 3-yard loss. The Cowboys have a second down and 13, and we are now told that Leonard Marshall continues to lead the NFL with 8.5 sacks. Danny White, James Jones, the original line of scrimmage +1, so it will be third down and 9. Good coverage that time by Andy Hedden. You know, he'd give him that play all day long. Picked up about 3 yards when they needed 13. Now you have 3:16 remaining. Third down, 16, and we talked about Jess Atkinson and his concern prior to his field goal. Third down and 9. Correct myself, but Septien on the Cowboys side of the field. He could be the major difference with a Giant 2-point lead. Danny White just does get it away. Leonard Marshall really hammered Danny White just as he released the ball. Coming from that blind side.
Wasn't it unusual to see Dallas line up in a regular formation and not? I mean, I'm a little surprised they didn't go back to the shotgun on this.
And they kept their best receiver, Doug Cosby. Well, his best receiver, it's a matter of opinion. What a hit. Oh, nice hit. They kept Doug Cosby in the pass block. Heck, I'd want him out in the pattern.
McConkey is back on 4th down. Saxon on to punt for Dallas. Saxon averaging 37 yards a punt tonight. Well below his second place in the NFC average coming into the game. And did it get into the end zone? Yes, it did. That one a 51-yard punt, but there will be a net of 31. The Giants will have the ball at the 20-yard line.
Well, it's in the hands of this offensive line right now, this Giants running attack. Ideally, they'd like to keep the ball on the ground and run out that clock. But Dallas is a mighty difficult defense to do that with.
There is Leonard Marshall. Had a real weight problem when he first came up with the Giants. Was a second-round pick in '83. But he has really put his act together, as I mentioned earlier, with Casey Merrill being a holdout during training camp and the first part of the season. He got to play both against the pass and the run. He's always been tough against the run, but now he's learned to play against the pass, turning into a 5 defensive end. Giants first and 10 at their own 20-yard line. That's the time remaining. The Cowboys have 3 timeouts. The Giants 2. Carpenter to the 22-yard line. It'll be second down and 8.
I'll say the same thing about the Giants that I said about the Cowboys. They've been very successful throwing the ball on first down. I realize now it's less than 3 minutes in the game, and they want to try to protect this 2-point lead, but in the NFL, it's not wise to try to protect a 2-point lead.
I think it's a little early yet, too, O.J.
Cowboys call timeout. They used one of them. They didn't want the Giants to run off 29 seconds before they snapped that football. Giants leading the Cowboys 29-27 in a NFC Eastern Division matchup, and we've got another one for you tomorrow night. The St. Louis Cardinals are 3-1. The Redskins are 1-3. Cardinals with an explosive offense and a defense that was much improved over last year. Addition of their #1 draft pick, youngster from Murphy Dunn, who has moved in as a starter at the right linebacking position. Of course, E.J. Jr. in the middle, one tough cookie. Bubba Baker, the defensive end. Those are the standings right at the moment. That will change in just a matter of minutes in Giant Stadium here in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
You know, I have well, we see Coach Parcells down here talking to Sims. I have to believe the one thing he's telling Phil is let's not commit a turnover. We're going to have to throw the ball here, but be very selective with where you throw the football.
Phil Sims is rapidly approaching a 400-yard game. He's 16 of 29, 394 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. That is the 4th best output in Giants history. We'll keep the clock in so you can keep track of what's transpiring. Sims loses the ball. The Cowboys are all over it. They're going to get it back.
Unbelievable.
Phil Sims just pulling away from the center. They have had trouble all season long. They bobbled many balls moving away from the center. At that time, Gene Lockhart covers that one, and the Cowboys have all of a sudden, after themselves, great field possession. They'll be at the Giants' 19-yard line. There it is, just pulling away from center Bart Oates.
Yeah, Bart Oates. They had a couple of fumbles against the Eagles last week, too, but he had a nose tackle on his head, and Bart admitted that he was firing out a little bit too prematurely and not getting the ball back. He also had a bad snap in a shotgun situation. So Bart is going to have to get those snaps together.
2:40 remaining in the game. Both teams have 2 timeouts. Dorsett stops at the line of scrimmage. Dorsett covering the football. He'll be dropped for a yard loss. It'll be 2nd down, 11, and now the Giants will use one of their timeouts because they don't want the Cowboys to run it down right near that 2-minute warning. The Giants will be down to 1 timeout.
Well, that's one play Tony sort of hurt his team because at this time of the game, you're not thinking about breaking it. You're in field goal range. You want to hit the hole as hard as you can and get as much as you can, and hopefully you'll get 4 or 5 yards in a situation like that. He tried to reverse his field almost and break it for a longer run, and it cost his team.
Hey, Septien, I mentioned earlier tonight, Joe and O.J., that last week against Houston, he had a disastrous day. He couldn't blame it on the wind because they were in Houston playing indoors. I asked him before the game, did the air conditioning getting too much of a breeze? And he's, of course, a great young man, good-natured about it. He said, I don't know what happened. He said, I felt good, in perfect condition. I was kicking the ball well before the game. I just flat missed it, and indeed he did. He missed one from 47 yards out. He missed one from 35 yards out, and he missed 2 from 36 yards out. Now, that is totally uncharacteristic of Septien. He is so accurate from 40 yards in.
And if he felt bad last week, you let him, if he get an opportunity tonight to miss this one, he will really feel bad.
I think you saw Tom Landry come over, give him a smile, and say, perhaps say, well, this is another week. Smiling, yes, but quite serious about it all. 2nd down and 11. Play action. Jones, and he is whacked and taken out of bounds. Short of the 1st down, Elvis Patterson made the hit.
Well, that was a very good call, and Byron Hunt went for the fake with both feet. It was a good thing Elvis came up to make the tackle. That could have been an easy 6 points.
Yeah, there's just stunned silence in this stadium. The Giants in command. They're removing the football. Sims, in a simple pull away from the center, bobbled the football. The exchange between Bart Oates, the center. The Giants lose the football. Lockhart recovering. And now Dallas really just working on the clock. They get a 1st down. They'll take it. If they don't, they'll bring out Septien. And they will be kicking something like a 26 or 27-yard field goal. Tried to sneak one through. Tried to get Dorsett through the pack. They do not. There's a loss of a couple of yards, and we'll see Septien.
Good hit by Jerome Sally, by the way. He was playing nose tackle the last series.
Well, the Cowboys, even if they are successful, and they should well be, Septien over his career so accurate from in close. The Giants will have no timeout. They will have 2:23 on the clock, and that's a lot of time. Field goal kickers are really a different breed in this game. There's Atkinson, who, as I mentioned earlier, and several times that he missed that conversion on the Giants' first touchdown of the game, hitting the upright. And that, of course, left them in the position where the Cowboys are kicking for the win instead of the tie.
I think in my career, it was only on 3 occasions where kickers cost us the game, where we had a final march and they missed the field goal. And in Buffalo, they had vigilante groups after that guy when the game was over.
It is so frustrating. Big men banging each other around for the entire game, and all of a sudden, little fresh uniform comes onto the field, and he is the one that will make the difference. 32-yard attempt. Handles a low snap. It was a low snap from Rafferty. Hogaboom handled it, and Septien splits the uprights, and Cosby runs out of the field, as do a lot of the Cowboys, to congratulate Septien, who had that tough game a week ago with the 4 misses. Ordinarily, Tom Rafferty is right on target with that snap. This time it's low. Good concentration on the part of Hogaboom. That was almost blocked. The Septien drills it through the uprights, and the Cowboys have the lead once again. But still, 2:19 remaining. The Giants, however, with no timeouts.
That could be a problem, but 2:19, the clock's got to stop for the 2-minute warning. That's still plenty of time to get in position for another field goal or even score a touchdown.
And as you pointed out, Joe, the average yards per completion tonight are rather high for Phil Simms, so he completes 2 or 3 passes. They should be in field goal range.
And what will the Cowboys do? Will they get out of their regular defense that they play so well, the blitzing type defense, and start playing a zone?
I think we'll see some form of prevent defense, particularly if there are no timeouts. And I know you hate that, Joe.
Yeah, that's why I was bringing it up.
I think everyone hates it. But the Giants one right now is a good return from McConkey. There's Jess Atkinson. He may yet still have another opportunity. He hit from 47 yards out earlier to put the Giants in the lead after he had missed the conversion. And he may not have another shot. Septien hits it. Tony Hill brings it out to the 23-yard line. 2:10 remaining in the game. And out comes the Giants offense. And they will be backed up once again. 3 times here in the second half, the Giants have suffered penalties following a kickoff. Referee Chuck Heverly working the game tonight.
Holding on the return, number 57. First down.
Byron Hunt. And rather than the 23-yard line, the Giants will begin inside their 12-yard line.
Every time they began inside the 20, they've run the ball on first down. They can't stop the clock in 10 seconds for the 2-minute warning, but I don't think they'll run it.
Dallas stayed pretty much with their 4 old personnel, but they backed them up. Link scale very deep along with Downs. McConkey races out over the 30 to the 32-yard line for a Giants first down, stopping the clock with 2:04. 21-yard pickup, and the Giants will have a timeout working for them at the 2-minute warning.
It's amazing, this game of football. Coaches stress, they keep talking about mistakes. It's a game of mistakes, the penalties and the turnovers. And this, again, is certainly a case of mistakes and turnovers. Good football game, but we've had so many fumbles, interceptions, penalties. Johnson split to the right. McConkey, Manuel, Johnson to the left. Simms. Good coverage by the Cowboys. Simms feeling the pressure. Throws it incomplete. And we get the 2-minute warning. Phil Simms limping slightly. We'll go over to see Bill Parcells, and we'll be back at Giants Stadium in a moment.
Power. That's what I practice for. Power. And afterward, I want all the power I can get in my antiperspirant. Speed Stick.
Now, Speed Stick is improved with the most powerful wetness fighter you can buy. Nothing, but nothing fights wetness better.
The Wide Stick. Man-sized protection. Saves a lot of strokes. Helps keep you drier and odor-free all day.
Now it's the most powerful you can buy. New improved Speed Stick Antiperspirant.
You'd never expect to catch a fish in downtown Austin. Yet that's the reason people come to the Austin Angler. One of the few places in Texas you can get a custom-made split bamboo fly rod and a fresh-tied woolly one to go on the end. So if you go there, remember, keep your rod tip up and put your Visa card down. Because at the Angler, they don't take fishing lightly, and they don't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Now, Sears' biggest hardware sale of the year, with big savings on hundreds of items. Save 50% on this 99-piece tool set, $88. Save 50% on this Craftsman screwdriver set, plier set, or wrench set, $19.99. Sears' best Craftsman hammer or steel tape, $9.99. For more big savings, come to Sears National Hardware Sale now.
There's more for your life at Sears.
It's a stand sellout crowd here at Giants Stadium. Hardly anyone has left the stadium. Cowboys leading the Giants by 30-29. And they're thinking back to the conversion attempt that was missed that made it a 2-point margin, allowed the Cowboys to take the lead following a Phil Simms fumble exchange with Bart Oates. The Cowboys recovered, and then moments later, Septien put the Cowboys ahead with a 31-yard field goal. 1:59 remaining for the Giants. They have no timeouts. It's second down and 10. Whether by accident or not, it was McConkey making a good play against Everson Walls. They got tangled up. Walls had no chance for the interception. It'll be third down and 10. That's McConkey trying to work it to the outside. That's Downs on the inside. He releases him out to Walls. There's the collision, preventing Walls from having an opportunity of making that interception. Third down and 10. It's a two-down situation, of course. And it'll be fourth and 10, and they will go again, as that ball just had too much on it for Manuel to handle. Phil Simms, who's had a wonderful night, he has produced the second-best effort in terms of yardage ever for a Giant. Only Y.A. Tittle exceeded his yardage output. Tittle threw for 505 yards back in 1962. Simms has thrown for 415 tonight. And it's come down to this. Fourth down and 10. And coming down with it is Bobby Johnson, and he is near midfield with a Giant first down, stopping the clock at 1:45. Pretty gutsy. That is great. That's great. They didn't do what I think the Cowboys thought they would do, throw one over the middle trying to pick the first down up. They put it way up there. Good pass protection. Phil throws a very difficult pass, and he throws it on the money. That's sensational. Right between defenders, Ron Fellows and Bill Bates. It had to be perfect. It was. Crowd now back in it. Draw play. Galbraith nailed at the line of scrimmage. Just trying, I presume, to keep that defensive line honest.
You're not going to keep them honest now. Those guys are going to pass rush no matter what. And to try to keep them honest at this stage in the game is just doesn't make sense.
Throw it. Simms had to hurry it. And could not get it to Byron Williams, who was open. And down goes Simms. He's hammered once again. Stops the clock with 1:22. It'll be third down. Well, they're getting some receivers open. As you mentioned here, Byron Williams was open, but Dallas putting that pass pressure to rush on with so much pressure, they're getting to Simms. You have to presume that young Jess Atkinson is hoping he has another opportunity. His career best in college, 49 yards. Simms, timing pattern, and is picked off. With his fourth interception of the season. Twice Everson Walls has led the league in interceptions, and he picks off a key one tonight for Dallas. And Dallas, with the Giants unable to stop the clock, should be able to run it out with ease. 1:16 remaining. A desperation shot by Simms. He had to release it, tried to get it to Manuel. A lot of pressure on Simms.
There's a safety blitz on the outside here with Downs, and he just didn't get anything on the ball. It looked like it slipped out of his hands a bit. And there's Walls. A missed extra point conversion, a bad snap from Senator quarterback. It's very frustrating for this Giant football team.
They'll meet again, of course, later in the season down in Dallas. Next Sunday, Pittsburgh will be facing the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to watch Dallas a little later on in the season. We'll watch them against the Cardinals Monday, November the 4th. The Giants next Sunday are at Cincinnati. And we'll watch the Giants once again against the Washington Redskins. That game in mid-November. And for Bill Parcells, what a game this has been. A game of ups and downs, back and forth. And as Joe mentioned a moment ago, it all came down to this conversion. It came down to a simple missed exchange between the center and Phil Simms. Statistics, I'm sure, mean nothing. Phil Simms went 36 for 432 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. And tomorrow night, the Cardinals against the Redskins will have a chance to remain tied with Dallas as they take on the Washington Redskins in the nation capital, and we'll be there to bring it to you. Tom Landry is once again the second winningest coach in the history of the NFL. He was tied earlier today by Don Shula as the Miami Dolphins beat Pittsburgh at 246 victories. Tom Landry walks off the field with 247 as the final seconds expire. But there is a major story still to unfold here in the National Football Conference of the NFL. Once again, the final score, Dallas defeats the Giants by 1, 30-29. This ABC Sports exclusive has been brought to you by Nissan, builders of technologically advanced cars and trucks for over 50 years. And by Budweiser, for all you do, this Bud's for you. And by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company, for all your auto, home, life, and business.
In the Robert F. Kennedy Memorial Stadium in Washington, D.C. The 144th consecutive sellout crowd is on hand tonight here at the stadium because the St. Louis Cardinals are in town to take on the Washington Redskins. The standings in the Eastern Division of the National Football Conference, the Dallas Cowboys on top at the moment. A 1-point victory last night, which we brought you over the Giants.